a guy running one direction, Jennings running the other way. All he's got to do, it's hard to get around him.
Yeah,
it's a weapon around the inside.
It is, man. It's just a big body. You know, he was 280 pounds over the game this week. You know, and then he plays around 270. So it's pretty impressive what that kid's doing right now. We're just having so many problems in the run game. Now he's going to be a threat on the perimeter where defenses have to hold him. You know, they got to find out where he's at on the field because he's being efficient in catching. But you know, you just use him to do a lot of different things.
Have you ever been around a guy that advanced, like really advanced that fast?
You know, we've seen it coming. I think in the Oklahoma game last year is when he flipped the switch. You know, like last year versus TCU, he wasn't the Wesco that we saw today. So
Dick Dana said he felt like he wore down TCU's defense. Was that the driving force behind some of the things you called early on, you know, to try to get them maybe a little bit tired?
I was trying to get them off balance. It was tough to get into a rhythm early because the run game wasn't popping and they were pretty fresh. And the whole thing was I was trying to keep them, you know, out of those third downs where they can dial up blitzes and get a little exotic and help out the offensive line. But you know, I think over the course of time where the run game, when it started working and we kept leaning on it, Will did a good job of managing that it came pretty natural to call a game where we had him on their terms. So I thought it was pretty clean overall.
You mentioned the freedom that Will has. Who wanted to pick up the tempo? Was that Will? Was that you? Was that?
We went into it with that. I had a ton of tempo plays on this. We tempoed all week. You know, we tempoed our walkthrough this morning. Kind of to get them going as well. But once we started tempoing, we came out and we were going to try to vary formations just to get them thinking a little bit, show them some things that we've never shown before. And once we got to a drive where we ended up tempoing and worked efficiently, the O-line was begging for it. You know, everybody was kind of begging, which was common sense at that point that, you know, that they were having trouble with their tempo. And we just stuck to it the rest of the game.
What was the greater benefit? Getting them out of the personnel or getting them out of position? Or not having them change personnel?
Having them not change personnel. You know, that was the thing, because they are banged up over on that end. What he's doing with those guys, just the inexperience of it, he does a phenomenal job with it. I don't know how many starters they had out, but they had a lot of guys that weren't playing. And we knew that there's going to be some guys that hadn't played much ball, so we tried to keep them thinking as much as possible and as fast as possible.
It seemed like when he got them lined up, they were pretty effective. When
they were. You know, I'm saying they're good at what they do. You know, that was the main thing that we did not want them to dictate the pace of the game.
What's the trickiest thing about that three safety system that they do? What is the hardest thing?
And just knowing where they're coming from, because they can change up the run fits, they can change up the coverage. You know, they can play a cover three where that middle guy is a deep guy, and they can play it into a two-hole where he's actually robbing in the intermediate routes where they can actually put him in the run fit. So, you know, it's the new fad, the common trend the teams are doing. So it's just, you know, you walk into work on Sundays and you just keep trying to find ways to figure out how to go up against it.
Does the Wesco, is that a little bit of an antidote for some of that stuff?
It is. It is. You know, if you're going to play a guy at that level, you know, he's got to come from a distance and stop the run. And then when they start feeling hard on the run,
well, yeah, that's true.
And then Haskins too, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah, it helps out a lot.
Hey, Jake, how much better of an idea do you have? I guess after the last three, maybe the last two in particular, offensively, this is what you focused on. Fewer things and done better with them. Whereas early in the season, maybe it was more raw and you just hadn't shaped it down yet.
Yeah, I'm saying a lot has to do just with the mentality that we got. I think we're pretty motivated right now. We got a lot to play for, you know, and I think that alone motivates these kids, and the maturity of that, where we get, like, I felt like at the first of this game, the team last year would have folded a little bit. But the maturity of it, the energy that we had, discussions that we talked about over the course of the past few months, you could tell that they just picked it back up, moved on to the next play, and they went out there and kept playing with an edge.